Lesson 1. Why you feel stuck even though you never stop moving. You wake up early. You answer emails before breakfast. You stay late at your job or your small business, and you tell yourself, this is just what it takes. But here is the truth nobody told you. If your income only exists while you are physically working, you do not have a business or a career, you have a treadmill. The treadmill never complains. It just keeps moving under your feet, while the people who built the gym walk up the stairs right next to you, getting somewhere new with every step while you stay locked in the exact same spot. That difference between the treadmill and the staircase is the entire subject of this video. So stay with me, because the next part changes how you see every dollar you earn from this point forward. Lesson 2. The 4 questions that separate people who compound from people who just work. There are 4 honest questions you have to ask about anything you spend your time and money on. Does this get easier or more valuable the longer I do it? Does this depend on something in human nature that never goes away? Does the money show up before the cost does? And does this actually fit who I am, not just what happens to pay well this year? If your current job, your side hustle, or your investing habits fail most of these questions, you are not building anything that lasts. You are renting your future 1 hour at a time, and the rent never stops being due, no matter how many hours you put in. Keep watching, because each one of these 4 questions is about to get very specific, and the third one alone could change how you handle money for the rest of your life. Lesson 3. The first rule is do work that keeps paying you later. Picture 2 people. One sells coffee from a cart every single morning for 10 straight years. The other spends those same 10 years writing online, building a small but loyal following, and recording videos that quietly sit on the internet long after they were made. The coffee cart person made money every single day, but on day 3,650, they are exactly where they started, just more tired and a little older. The other person now has thousands of old videos and old articles still working for them while they sleep, still bringing in new readers, new clients, and new trust from work they finished years ago and barely think about anymore. This is not about which job is harder. Plenty of desk jobs are exhausting too. It is about which kind of effort keeps paying you after you physically stop doing it. That is the real definition of building wealth instead of just earning income. And almost nobody explains it this clearly. So if this is starting to click, you need to hear rule number 2 right now. Lesson 4. The second rule is chase problems that never go out of style, not trends that expire. Every few years, a new trend sweeps through the internet promising fast, easy money. People rush in late, prices get inflated by all the latecomers, and most of them walk away poorer than when they started, immediately chasing whatever shiny new opportunity replaces it next. Meanwhile, a much smaller group of people ignore the trend completely and build around things that never actually change about human beings. People will always want to be healthier than they are right now. People will always fear being lonely or forgotten. People will always want their kids to have a better shot at life than they did. Those needs were true 100 years ago. They are true today. And they will still be true 100 years from now, long after this video stops being relevant. Build around permanent human needs, and you are building on solid rock. Chase whatever trend is loudest this month, and you are building on sand right before the tide rolls in and takes it all back out. Lesson 5. The third rule is cash in your hand beats profit on a spreadsheet. Here is something almost nobody tells beginners. A business, a side hustle, or even a regular job can technically look profitable on paper and still leave you completely broke because the actual money sits with suppliers who need to be paid, with clients who pay 60 days late, with inventory you have not sold yet and might never sell. If you constantly need this month's new sales just to cover last month's bills, you're not really in control of anything. Your cash flow is quietly controlling you instead. The careers, businesses, and investment habits that actually build real freedom are the ones where money shows up before the major costs go out the door. Get paid up front whenever you possibly can. Build something where people pay you before you deliver, not months after. When cash is already sitting in your account, you get the power to say no to bad deals, demanding clients, and toxic bosses without panicking. And that single ability to calmly say no is worth more than almost anything else you could ever earn in a single year. Lesson 6. The fourth rule is find where your interest, your skill, and the market all meet at the same time. Loving something is never enough on its own to pay your bills, and being skilled at something the market simply does not want is a slow, quiet road to nowhere either. The actual sweet spot sits exactly where three different circles overlap: what genuinely interests you, what you're honestly good at, and what people are already willing to pay real money for right now. Someone who loves design and studies it constantly in their free time can become the person small businesses specifically pay to fix their entire visual identity. Someone who stays endlessly curious about smart home technology can become the local expert that homeowners request by name instead of calling a random company. It is never really about raw discipline alone. Passion keeps you learning late at night when nobody is watching or grading you. Skill makes you efficient enough to actually be worth paying for. And the market is the only one of the three that actually deposits real money into your account. Miss any single one of the three, and the whole structure quietly collapses underneath you. Lesson 7. Stop confusing being busy with building something that actually lasts. People who have done the same job well for 20 straight years are usually not selling a simple product anymore. They are selling trust they carefully built one small interaction at a time, and trust compounds quietly in the background, just like money does. The original goal was never to just make one sale and move on. It was to build margin, real freedom, and a system that keeps working for you, even when you are not standing in the room. If you ever feel completely lost about what to do next with your time or your money, stop asking what pays the most right this month. Ask yourself honestly what your life actually needs to look like 10 years from now, then work backwards step by step from that single answer. That answer, not this month's paycheck, and not this week's trending opportunity, is the only compass actually worth trusting long term. The treadmill will always be sitting there waiting if you decide you want to keep walking in place a little longer. The staircase is just sitting quietly off to the side the entire time, patiently waiting for you to finally notice it.